Life can be tricky. It challenges you to remember where you came from so you can know where you're going. At the same time, it wants you not to get stuck in the past and remain in the present moment. Unfortunately, there's no blueprint for any of this. Life doesn't provide it. But here at the Inner Circle Counseling Show, we can help you balance it all. Welcome to the Inner Circle.
Live from Inner Circle Studios, broadcasting from the basement of our home office. This is the Inner Circle Counseling Show, where America goes for counseling. What's going on, Inner Circle? It's a great day today. It's getting a little chilly. I had to throw on the flannel, but we are well into November, actually the beginning of November, but we've been in November for a little while now, and we want to just keep bringing this content to you, helping you understand what's going on in the world, relating it to what's going on in your own life so that you can proceed through, wake up every day and do what you have to do. That's what we do here at the Inner Circle Counseling Show. And on today's show, we have a segment from our in the news side of things. And I wanted to share this with you. I was looking at, I was online the other day looking at this story. And here's the story, reading it from my script here. Suicide warning signs are missed by most Americans, new survey finds. It's alarming. The way they write some of these articles, it's almost like it's a surprise or a shock. When I saw this, I'm like, oh, really? Of course we miss them. And then I kind of backtracked a little bit to test to see if I really believe what I just said, and I do. And but there's a reason that we're missing these signs. It says with more than a third of young adults contemplating suicide, experts cite intolerable pain. We are in intolerable pain. I do agree with that wholeheartely, and there's reasons for that. And this will be a short one, but I wanted to get this out because it's been a couple weeks ago. So that's obvious. The headline is obvious, but this is what very few of us are talking about. Point number one, and I got them all out here. Let's just take them kind of point by point. We are getting numb to hurt. I just wrote that down. I think we've been numb to hurt. The pain is the new pleasure. So when we're walking around hurting, we're used to it. Well, look at everything that's going on in the world. This is just how it is. So if you're numb to hurt, you're less likely to articulate to anyone that you're hurting because it's become the new normal. And it all relates to us Americans missing these signs of suicide. This is another one I noticed the other day. If you guys know my history, I work in a middle school. I'm a school counselor along with what I do at the practice here at the Inner Circle Counseling Show. And I'm looking at 11, 12, 13-year-olds. And I'm like, these kids are wearing their pain very well. And I stopped in my tracks as I thought about that. And it's directly related to this whole us missing the signs. Everybody looks fine. Everybody is presenting in such a way that, hey, I'm good, nothing bothers me. And that's becoming problematic. I mean, we don't have to share our stories with the world. I mean, we do that here at the show. But if you look fine, no one is going to pay attention to you. And that's sending us Americans, like we're dealing with in this article, since we're missing all these signs, I believe it's sending us mixed messages. So we're wearing our pain too well. Listen, I'm guilty of this. I'm not even going to lie. We are making ourselves too busy. When you're too busy, you miss the obvious. I mean, folks are grinding. I mean, I know I'm on my bag and I'm grinding, but we are busy people. Sometimes busy in a way where we're putting our attention in the places that it doesn't need. And we can deal with that in another episode. But of course you're missing sides of other people's troubles because you're too busy yourself. So we haven't quite learned to slow down, relax, let go, and pay attention. In America, we pay very little attention. But so yeah, that piece is there for us. This is controversial, but I know a lot of people either going to believe this or disagree. Society is in a selfish state, not a selfless state. We're selfish. And you can look to social media for that. I mean, it's evident. The things we post, the things we put out there is all about the self. And we don't do a great job balancing being selfish. I think there's a selfish way that you can operate in a positive state, but we are all into ourselves, and it does create missed opportunities for us to help others. When I was thinking about this subject and reading it, I'm like, man, how can hurt people help people? So I looked at it. Unhealed people cannot help hurt people. It's a lot of us, and this is why the show exists. We're hurting, ladies and gentlemen. The significant amount of individuals who presenting as lonely. I mean, in this article, we're talking about. I want to look at it. I'm going back. I'm all over the place here. Excuse me. In this article, more than a third of adults contemplating suicide. I mean, we are in a place of pain. So it's very difficult for folks who are hurt to recognize other people's hurt. If you ever got in a fight with your spouse and they're representing their point, well, you hurt me, and then automatically someone says, well, you hurt me too. So those people can't heal one another. That's why it's important to have a third party involved. So in this case where we're missing the signs of suicide, we're hurting, and it's hard to see others' pain. Here's a big one, and no one talks about the number, the imbalance. The imbalance of competent professionals who are capable of treating the masses. In the United States, there's 57.8, this is as of 2021, million people who, I'm reading it, 1 in 5 adults live with a mental illness. In 2020, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration estimated that there are only about 1.2 million clinicians. So that's offset. There's not enough of us out here to treat all of us folks that are dealing with mental health and mental health illnesses. So yes, people are sliding through the cracks. And I feel guilty every time the phone rings. I get an email, Miller, can you help my son? Can you help my daughter? It's amazing. I say no more than I say yes, because it's just too much. You need significant amount of bandwidth to help people deal with this stuff. So we need to do a better job in our societies, our universities, colleges, hell, middle schools and high schools to identify those individuals who that can help in this space. Everyone wants to be a doctor, and that's great. God bless my mom. She's a physician, but we need folks in this level of the helping profession, because there's a significant amount of us hurting, as I said in the previous comment. And then lastly, just this point, actually a student made reference to this. He said, Mr. Miller, my grandpa died 4 years ago, and not one adult has talked to me about this since. I don't understand. Why is no one talking? And it made me think about this point. Nobody's talking. Is it, if no one's talking, then it doesn't exist? It probably should be a question mark after that. And I think in America, we do a lot of talking about things that don't really matter. And this matters. The fact that they say we're missing signs to help, or really missing opportunities to help other people, that's a problem. And that doesn't have to be. We need to get more comfortable talking about mental health. And that's what we do here at the Inner Circle Counseling Show. When I started this, I was angry because twofold. I'm like, well, there's not a lot of experts talking about this. There's people who are smart, or Steve Harvey's of the world. Not to pick on Steve, I hope you're watching, but this isn't your expertise. And I got angry, but I said, I can't get angry at Steve because we aren't doing it. So God bless, shout out to Steve Harvey. I hope you are watching because maybe you can help get the word out that us licensed folks are trying to make a difference. And shout out to all my people who have their shows, who have their Instagrams and such. But we got to get more comfortable talking about this. We have to bring these issues to the forefront. We need to talk about men being lonely. We need to talk about people of different races and ethnic groups feeling isolated. And this is what we do here. And we offer this forum to you. And if only one person is watching, that's okay, because we've changed the world by changing one person at a time. And I'm honored to be at the studio, at the table, to being able to present this to you. I'm honored that you go to the channel, share this with your friends, like and subscribe, and spread the word. You don't have to do this alone. We're just a call away, a text, an email away. Hell, shoot a message. We'll reach out back to you if you reach out your hand to us. And this is what we do here at the Inner Circle Counseling Show.